you'll have to. Hi, everybody. You're very welcome along. My name is Noel O'Neill. I'm a director of the Ayurveda Centre in Ireland, and I'm here today with Dr. Dom Brennan, who is a medically trained doctor, as well as probably one of the world's foremost Western trained doctors in Ayurvedic medicine. Ayurveda being the traditional healthcare system of India, made up of two words, Ayu meaning lifespan and Veda meaning knowledge. So a very ancient tradition of knowledge. And we're here today to talk about a relatively new product from Maharishi Ayurveda. It's called Ayur Defence. And it's been specifically produced with herbs that to help fight viral infections, which is a very topical thing these days. So, Dr. Brennan, I'll just hand over to you. Maybe you can just explain to our people what Ayur Defence is and how it works, and what's in it.
Yeah, by all means, Noel. But I think to put it in context, we have to consider what happens to people when they get viral illnesses. I mean, there are many strategies nowadays about avoiding the virus and wearing your mask and all the rest. But one thing that's totally ignored is that your own immune system is there to protect you against viruses. And the state of your immune system is dependent upon how well you're taking care of yourself and your good health. So Ayurveda has a very holistic perspective, recognizing the huge complexity of your own physiology and your own immunity, but offering very simple solutions that keep you in tip-top form, so that if you manage to get infected, your own immune system can take care of it. And that includes, for example, having adequate rest. You're down 40% in your immune capabilities if you've had a poor night's sleep, as an example. Exercise keeps your immune system toned up. Ayurveda would see digestion incredibly important, because if you take really good care of your digestion, then that gives you vitality, gives you nutrition to nourish every aspect of your physiology. And furthermore, from the Western medical point of view, the gut flora, the bacteria that you contain and feed in your gut, is very much responsible for the strength of your immune system. And so your diet and digestion is hugely important. If you have not good eating patterns and good nourishment that you're taking on board, toxins accumulate in your tissues. Ayurveda calls it ama. And when something like a virus comes along, it actually feeds on the ama. It thrives because of the ama. And the whole fever and discomfort and aches and pains and coughs and colds, all of this is your physiology, your immune system going into overdrive to try and burn off the toxins as well as the virus. And so Ayurveda has huge strategies for clearing ama from the body, and the best one is to prevent it accumulating with eating your main meal in the middle of the day, eating to your satisfaction, not overeating, not eating when you're not hungry. Very simple things. But in that background, presuming you're taking care of yourself now, we still may meet a virus we've never met. And so we do have to, for the first time, develop an immune response to it. And that may include getting some symptoms and getting sick. That's why Ayurveda has these amazing combinations of herbs described in texts that are thousands of years old, and then herbs that are combined synergistically to give an overall more powerful but more balanced healing response. And so in the Ayur Defence, it's a little herbal tablet that you would take if you're an adult, 2 tablets twice or 3 times a day even, with water and an empty stomach if you were coming down with a virus. And what would it be doing? These 19 herbs in combination would first of all be working to support your digestive system, because when you get sick, you lose your appetite because your body doesn't want to go there. It wants to spend its resources on fighting the bug. So now your digestive system is taken care of so that you can absorb the good principles in the herbs, so that then those principles absorbed work on your liver and in your tissues to start clearing the toxins in the ama, to make the situation more settled and reduce your symptoms. But primarily they're working on the immune system. And the immune system, then being nourished and strengthened, starts to mount much more effective and more rapid defense against the virus and brings it under control more efficiently. The other aspect of the combination of herbs in this product is their effect on the respiratory system. And some herbs you would know, like black pepper, that has a good effect on your respiratory system. But long pepper is another one, which is very interesting because not only is it working on your lower lungs and your upper respiratory tract, it's also working on that foggy brain thing that you get with a viral infection. Licorice, another one you will know of, but you may not know what a tonic that is to the lungs and how it helps to clear the mucus, to move it from the lungs. But it's also, soothing in the digestive system again, licorice, especially with the hotter spices that are there to support the digestion, like the pepper and the long pepper. Now, there are other special herbs like bael is a great herb, which is antiviral, antibacterial, antifungal. It supports the immune system. It's antipyretic. People are taking Panadols to reduce their fever. So it'll have that influence. And there are other herbs which work on the liver and on the body's use of sugars and fats, so that it's supporting all the metabolisms in the direction of supporting the immune system. Holy basil is another one, which is a really revered plant in Ayurveda and in India, and it's just so good for the immune system and for the lungs, and again the upper respiratory tract, and that's helping to restore your vitality as well. Now, I'm emphasizing the upper respiratory tract because, well, we did have and are still got some aspects of COVID going on, but the COVID, which initially started at the lower lungs as a problem, became much more problematic in the upper respiratory tract. But it's nice to know these herbs are working in both areas. So I think that might give you a flavor for the herb.
Yeah. It seems like a very good combination of herbs that are in it. But I noticed that you said, like, if you have the virus, or if you're feeling down, what about just as a general defense mechanism? Because it seems this time of the year that we're in, our hospitals are overflowing with people with respiratory illnesses. As a let's say you're feeling good, but you just want some form of protection. Is it an option or?
I think it would be a good option. No need to take it 2 tablets 3 times a day. Probably take it 1 tablet, maybe twice or 3 times a day. Perhaps take it with a little honey, Noel. You'll get more benefit then, because in Ayurveda terms, it's very much kapha complaint when we get these chesty cough, phlegmy stuff. And so, yes, I would tend to have lots of hot spices in the foods over the winter. As a digestive or a food-based strategy. But I would think also, Noel, that vitamin D is very good for your immune system. And we're, of course, in the time of the year when so many people are so low in it. So I would supplement vitamin D at least for the next 2-3 months. Okay. That would be significant. Now, if I caught the flu, I would have a high-dose vitamin C and zinc tablet, because they support the immune system. Some people go for echinacea, and that could be a possibility as well at that time from our own herbal lore.
Okay. So, if you've caught the flu, if you're down with something, you don't know what it is, but it's definitely in your chest and you feel it might be viral, then, you could be taking 2 tablets 3 times a day to support your immune system, and then obviously getting plenty of rest and plenty of sleep and all of the things that we advise to make your, to allow your immune system to deal with these events. But if you're feeling pretty healthy, but you just want a preventative, you're recommending that you make sure your vitamin D levels. We have a very nice cytoplan vitamin D on our website, and also then maybe 1 tablet twice a day or 1 tablet 3 times a day, depending on what's going on. Okay. And I think the things, as always with Ayurveda herbal preparations, I always feel they're very, very much a secondary thing to a healthy lifestyle. Really, if you have a healthy lifestyle, and in actual fact, if you don't have a healthy lifestyle, maybe the herbs won't work as well for you, you know. So getting your lifestyle is correct. And I think anybody interested in seeing what a healthy lifestyle is from an Ayurvedic perspective, the 7-lesson free online course that we have on our website is a great place for them to start, because it goes through why you should have your main meal in the middle of the day and what the logic is behind it and what the logic is and the evidence is about getting a good night's sleep. It's interesting that you say your immunity is down 40% if you've had a bad night's sleep, you know. So you're definitely, if you're not getting proper sleep, you're on a regular basis, you're leaving yourself exposed to more and more things, you know. So anyway, thanks very much for that, Dr. Brennan. The herb is called, or the herbal combination is called Ayur Defence. The number of it, the MA number, is MA1957. So it's available on our website, which is ayurveda.ie. So ayurveda.ie. And Dr. Brennan, we're not going to stay on too long. It's just a little short video to explain this new product to our the people.
Great, and wish everybody in 2023 perfect health.
Okay, and we'll be back on with lots of webinars throughout the year anyway. Okay, Don, thanks a million for that, and I'll catch up with you soon. Take care of yourself.
Bye.
Bye-bye.